Yes.
Wayne's World reference that these guys will never get because that's way
Have you seen Wayne's World? You've seen Wayne's World, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just because there's a different age range.
California, of course, you've seen Wayne's.
We were talking with Bishop Briggs yesterday, and I brought up Three Stooges, and she was like, I have no reference of which you speak, Three Stooges. I don't know what that means. And I was like, God, I'm old. I realize now that I should have been talking about Three Stooges.
Well, I was almost going to be named Harpo if I was a boy.
Really?
Yes.
I kind of dig that, though.
Marx
we call
Brothers.
Toby Curly.
Yeah. See that, Trevin? That's a joke falling flat. Enjoy it.
I thought it was all right.
Starcrawler, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you guys have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
Yes,
Working
that
on a
is
record.
true.
Currently, not finished yet, right?
What?
Working on a record.
Well,
Oh,
we
no,
released
it's
a
out.
record.
Oh, it's already out.
Yeah.
We released
I
a
thought I
record
just
in
read that it wasn't completed. I thought I just read
There's
that.
a bio floating around.
It wasn't even a bio. It was like an interview,
Oh.
like a Vice interview or something like that. I thought I just read something that was still
We don't
in the
know about
process.
that.
I have no
All right.
idea.
Okay. All right.
No, we released our record in January.
Okay.
It was January 19th, and it's been out now. We're working on a second record, but,
So the new one is being worked on.
Yeah, we're always
That's
working
what-
on new
Slowly.
music.
Yeah, I'm reading about some other band with whom someone's in high school and et cetera, et cetera. That
Maybe it's
seemed
an
right.
old interview. I
Maybe
don't
it
know.
was. That must have been a very old interview
Yeah.
because you're not in high school anymore.
No.
Very old interview. That's what happens when you go on the internet.
And you're making fun of me for my bad jokes.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Let's just
It's
move
all right.
along, shall we?
Just saying.
2 shows so far in Austin.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not exhausted yet.
No, I'm fine.
All right. You're going to make it through?
Yeah.
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 First time at South by?
Yeah, first time here.
How's the vibe going? How's it treating you so far?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's
Good.
fairly good.
It's fun.
Good.
Fun, funny people watching,
There's a lot of that going
Yeah.
on. Yeah, man.
Pretty bizarre, but it's fun, yeah.
And have you seen anything that's shocked you or surprised you yet?
We haven't seen any bands.
Yeah.
That's kind of
There are no bands here.
Yeah, it's a common thing that the bands that come here to perform never get to see any bands because they've got 15 shows booked between Tuesday and Friday.
There's also so many bands playing. It's like I don't
You don't know where to start.
know
Yeah.
how you even find out who's
If
playing.
anything, it's like we watch the bands before or a little bit after us.
Right.
But it's also just us loading out or loading in and just being like, oh, okay, cool.
How many gigs have you lined up for yourselves this week?
I don't know the exact number, but it's like 2 a day roughly.
Is that
2 a day, hopefully?
No, like
Rough.
Roughly.
Yeah, I also have like radio stuff and performing there too, so it's like,
Is this your first bout for doing lots of press? I mean, have you done a lot of press in the past?
No, we've done quite a bit of press in the past, like when we do other tours and stuff like that. But
And do you like that part of it? Is it the worst? Is this the worst part of being in a band?
No,
No.
it's pretty easy.
What is
Yeah.
the worst part of being in a band? What is the hardest part of being in a band?
I feel like waking up to get into it, like waking up in a van call at like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. just to be driving for 8 hours.
Right.
Probably that's probably the worst of it. At
Yeah,
least
or,
I
like,
think so.
Eating nasty food.
Being on the road, I would think
Yeah.
like the hurry up and wait is like the worst part. I've kind of gone
Usually
out with
after-
bands sometimes
yeah.
when they're on tour and gone like hung with them, and it's hurry up, got to get to the venue, and you check into the venue, and we sound check, and then what?
It's like
You
4
sit
hours
and
of
wait.
waiting. Yeah.
You sit in the green room and everyone's on their phones, their feet up, someone's napping, calling their girl. Like it's just.
I mean,
the
that's-
worst
it's
part.
accurate.
That actually is my least favorite part because like I always feel really sick right before I.
Are you nervous?
play.
Do you still get nervous?
I don't. I guess it's nerves. I don't really know what it is, but I always just feel like so sick, like I'm about to die. So it's probably like
That's a great feeling.
that part is the worst part.
But why do you feel like that?
I'm always
Are
the
you-
napping one in the green room.
Are you nervous? Are you? worried?
I guess so. I don't feel like mentally nervous, but like I just like it's
You're
really
up in
tight.
knots,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You get bubble gut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like after all the years of doing stuff like this, I still get nervous to do it, and I don't even have to be interviewed. Like I have the easy part. You guys have the hard part. Being interviewed is not easy, so I still get nervous, and I don't know why.
Are you nervous right now?
Yeah. I always
Yes.
everyone wants to do a good job, and interviewing lots of bands. I've already flubbed it. I already screwed it up talking about, hey, this is your first record. And like that interview you read was like 9 years old. So yeah, I've already screwed it up, but you just keep on stroking. You just keep on going. So yeah, I kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Long story short, well, you guys, as you do the van tour still, or have you graduated to the big bus tours yet?
Van.
No, we still do
vanning it.
van tours.
All
It's like we're lucky enough to where we can like fly to places we're
Oh,
playing.
that's
But we
cool.
still just do van tours, everywhere we go.
Do you aspire to do the bus tour one day?
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Not
It's
really.
expensive. The van tour, like
Yes.
that's where you're spending some big bucks, making some big bucks, but that's expensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to have a bus tour at some point. But
I got a bus guy.
you do? Okay.
I know a guy, Sneaky Pete. What's his name?
Sketchy Tony.
Sketchy Tony.
That
Sounds
sounds
good.
like a really reliable
Deals in
name.
buses and Adderall.
That sounds like a fun tour.
And Adderall? All right.
So it's two
Bus
for
and
one.
Adderall. Yeah, it's
He's also the driver.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That seems right. We may have a
about
Winnebago
right.
at some point, but that's...
Winnebago.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's our bassist, Tim.
Are you still renting the vans, or do you
We're
own a
renting
van?
the vans as
Rent.
the moment. We're trying to buy one, but...
Yeah, man, that's tough, dude. That's your bread and butter, though. Once you can get rid of those monthly payments, and you're
Yeah, it's
making some good tour
solid,
money.
yeah.
Are you? What are some of the bigger tours that you guys have done?
Well, we did a tour.
came from Japan.
Yeah, we just did
Oh, wow.
a tour in Japan. Every show sold out.
Wow.
It was a we all played Tokyo and Osaka, Kyoto, Nagoya, and it was fantastic.
How are the audiences there? I hear that
So
it's
wild.
Yeah, I hear it's a
Amazing,
little like
like-
a little bizarre in that they're very regimented. Like they watch, and then at the end of the song they.
No, not
No,
really.
it's actually
not
quite
at all.
different. They're super polite, but
Yeah.
when we started playing, it was just mad.
They lose it?
Like, yeah,
They
just-
lost
but
it.
That's
It
the
was
only
just,
time
like,
that's
really
happened.
bananas.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I just
so you
heard
guys brought
stories.
something out unique.
Yeah,
in
well,
it.
because we've played other places that have been more kind of like you play a song and it's dead silence, then 30
Yeah,
seconds.
South
of
by's like
clapping.
that.
Yeah,
Because there are a bunch
That's
of
one place.
douchey record
Yeah.
execs standing
Yeah.
around. Like, oh,
And
no,
then
I've
there's
never
that
seen
one guy that
this
just
band.
screams like "Yeah!" and you're like, oh, you're making it worse. Like, don't do that.
Making
But-
it really awkward,
yeah.
guys. Please
But
stop.
Japan's audience was fantastic. They were
So
so nice.
fun.
We were given gifts.
Yeah, they gave
and
gifts.
presents
Wow.
by
Yeah.
just random people there, and they were so nice.
It
And
makes you want to only tour in Japan.
Yeah, no, it really
At first, I was like,
it really does.
just come here and hang out for a week. They'll feel so good about themselves.
Do you guys have friends? Sorry. Do you guys have friends in town that are other artists that are playing the festival
In South
this week?
Yeah,
I
a
have
couple.
some friends from Chicago in a band called White Mystery. They're playing they're here. They're playing tons and tons of shows. They're an awesome band.
Cool.
You guys should check them out if
Right on.
you have some time.
What
But
are they
that's
called?
White Mystery.
All right.
But I don't really know any other ones.
There's
currently. I
my
know-
friend's band Pinky just played today, and then this other band who we're about to go on tour with called Uni. They're playing this week.
Very cool.
Okay.
I don't know where, but
And do you get a chance to like hang out? Do you get to see them down here? Or not at all because you're just too damn busy.
I think
I
it's
don't know
like,
about the shows, but we get to hang.
Yeah, because
That's
it's
cool.
like just texting them saying like, "Are you free?" and not
Yeah.
hearing from them for 7 hours, and then they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm already in bed," so,
Right.
or something like that.
That's where
Right.
it goes, man.
Yeah.
Make no schedule. Make no
Exactly.
Make new friends though.
That was
we made
one-
some new friends.
Yeah.
That was a Frank Turner rule earlier: was make no personal plans
Yeah.
when you're in South by Southwest.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
kind of
no
fun to
social
just
plans 'cause
bumble
it's not gonna
around
happen.
anywhere, you
Where the
know?
wind takes you, man.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wind took me home very early last night.
I
Not
wish
me,
it would
man.
have taken me. Being an LA band, like, was it hard? Is it hard to find a music scene in LA? Is there like a solid music scene in LA?
There's so many different scenes.
Right, like it's
More like
So
pockets.
neighborhood,
It's
like
spread out.
pockets, right?
Yeah.
It's a neighborhood or like type of music, you know, like there's like a punk scene, like a hardcore scene, a surf rock scene, like a hip hop scene. I'm
Yeah.
sure, you know, it's
What
like
part
it's
of
been-
LA are you
It
guys in?
really depends on like what you're looking for. Like
Yeah.
maybe like East LA and downtown will be like a hardcore punk scene.
Yeah.
It's kind of surf rocky as well.
Right.
And
OC is all like
surf
like
rock.
hardcore surf rock.
Yeah. It really depends.
And like reggae and dub and stuff, right? Like
I don't
maybe,
know.
I mean, maybe Venice Beach
Ve-
and like
yeah,
maybe like
drum
Huntington Beach
circles.
further down
Sure.
south. You'll go. There's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
like a really big like reggae
yeah.
community.
So it's basically like the circles that you run in. So obviously, if you run these small circles in that neighborhood, that's the kind of
Yeah.
music that you're going to be in.
Yeah,
and,
like-
and then also
yeah.
it's like DIY houses and stuff like that pop up everywhere. So you'll have like a DIY house dedicated to like hip hop beats and trap.
There's
or
a
you'll
lot of
have,
like
you know-
shoegaze.
Yeah, that,
you know?
that was really
That's
popular
cool.
in LA for a long time. Yeah.
Like the folk music scene, like the folk music indie pop scene is so big right now, and it's so bizarre because like bands coming from the UK or like a band out of Seattle and they do folk, and I'm like, it's such a, like folk. Like I'm in Texas and I know a lot of bands. I don't know many Texas folk bands, and there's a lot of Texas country, and country's at least folk adjacent.
Right.
But there's no folk adjacent scene in Seattle. It
Yeah.
seems weird. Do you guys have folk bands out there?
I know folk music is
I'm
popular in LA,
I'm sure
but
there's some bands,
yeah.
but like I don't know of a scene.
yeah, I'm
particularly.
not really aware of it. But I know LA's so vast. There
Right.
has to be
Yeah.
some group of people that maybe like at least 30 people that are just into folk music,
Right.
like Woody Guthrie or stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, like
They all wear very cool hats and hang out
A
together.
lot of hats.
it's only accessories. The outfits don't matter. It's just the accessories.
Snappy
Hats
mustaches,
and
etc.
turquoise, yeah.
You can get in there, man. I know you want to jump in there.
Yeah.
Is he normally this subdued, or is he just
Yes.
stoned?
No.
He's the one that like after the show, he's like probably the one with. He's the problem.
Yeah.
He's putting on his best.
He
face
like
now.
falls asleep everywhere, and people always think he's wasted, but he's just sleeping.
Yeah, but he also disappears at like very
Yeah, he'll
like
disappear.
inopportune
That's
Into the
times.
night.
I'm saying.
Drug-addled. I think that's the problem. Drug-addled, this guy. Well, where can people catch Starcrawler in town? I was just listening to your manager talk about the show. I don't know if it was last night or yesterday. From what I understand, they get pretty raucous. They get pretty loud and in your face, yes?
Loud is probably the best way to describe our shows.
Loud.
Yes.
I think there's more ways to describe it than that, but
You have to come and
it's
see
quite
one.
a spectacle. To
Yes.
see. I don't want to give too much. I want people to go out and see the show because I've been privy to some of the stuff, and I want people to experience because it's an experience.
Well, that's what we want to do. Is we want to get people to come to the show because
It's resting
You know,
for-
people
for the
can always
spectacle.
just like explain to you what it is,
Right.
but it never seems to do it justice. So, just encourage you to come to a show and see.
I think
it.
it's cool that you guys are making the type of music that you're making from the scene that you're coming from, doing the performances that you do because bands aren't really doing that anymore. Bands used to do that. That's why you'd go see bands in stadiums because they could bring stadiums of people because they were amazing on stage, and that's kind of it seems like it's fallen by the wayside. Like I've always had the feeling like if I'm going to go to a show. If I'm going to see on stage, like if they're just going to go up there and strum the songs, like I can listen to the album. I was going to say on CD. No one does that anymore. I can listen to the record at home. I don't need to stand in front of the stage. Like impress me. Go on stage. Do something. I want to be at a show.
Yeah.
You guys have a show.
yes.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
the
on
goal.
purpose, or is
Yes.
was that just because that's your persona on stage? That's just because who you are.
I guess both. I definitely like want. It was an intention to make the shows interesting and like interaction. Like a experience.
You want to put people on their heels. You want people to
Yeah.
kind of back up and go, whoa.
But also, I don't really know how else I would perform. Like I feel like I don't know how I would be able to just like stand there.
Yeah, and stare at your shoes and perform
Yeah.
a song. Is that
That's the release.
Then what's the point of performing? At least for me, like
right? And I agree. But do you think it's kind of weird? Sometimes I think it makes you maybe more vulnerable if you're just sitting there and you're just, I don't know. It just
Yeah.
seems weird. Like I'd be the kind of person that's on stage with my genitals on fire or something like that. I would,
There you go. Yeah.
Gibby Haynes did it first, but still, that's the kind of stuff that I would do. I'm not going to do it. I will not do it. I promise. I won't do it. But excellent. That's my point. Go out and see Starcrawler. They're here for South by Southwest. They can catch up with your showcases and shows via online, I'm sure, yes?
Yes, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like somewhere on apps and stuff like that you can find us.
There's
There's
a
a
thing-
gig tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a gig tonight, 1 a.m. at $7,000 for DIY magazine.
Yeah.
I think.
I think it's $7,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
at $7,000. That's I just know the
$7,000. See,
location.
a venue I've never heard of. $7,000.
Suppose I don't know what it is either, but I supposedly they like change the names of venues.
They
Yeah.
do.
So
There's
it's probably
There's
that
pop-ups
thing.
like
Yeah.
for South by. They'll put a
Yeah.
stage on a parking lot and go, it's the blah 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 annex stage. Like, well, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
But that's what happens during
Yeah,
South by
so
Southwest.
that's $7,000. That's it.
We've got to squeeze in 8,000 bands in 3 days, so we've got to find out wherever we can put a stage goes there. Starcrawler, go see them. By the way, you will be impressed by their show. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you
And,
very much.
Feel free to
Thank
hang
you.
out with us and relax and enjoy some time with us.
Thanks.
Thank you.